Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, cottagers. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday or very early Monday, depending on where in the world you are. But welcome in, Epoch and Como and Ness and Remy. Thank you so much for the raid. Let me get you a raid shout out. Welcome in, welcome in. How was your stream? I saw you were doing art today, right? Or was it writing? Maybe it was writing today. But welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are good by you. But welcome, Raiders. My name is Rosaldia. I go by Raz for short. I am a marionette VTuber. I mainly play farming sims. Today, we are going to be playing the horse ranching sim, the Ranch of Rivershine. Well, welcome in, welcome in. I hope your stream went well, Remy. I hope you guys had fun. If you have to raid and dash, please do not feel pressured to stay, but we'd love to have you if you'd like to stick around. Raz, who's that? Never heard of her? Well, you know, there's a first time for everything. Raz is a flat pizza, just a calzone. Well, a pizza's inherently flat. You mean like a folded over pizza? A folded over pizza is kind of a calzone. But yeah, a folded pizza is pretty much a calzone. I'm sure some calzone maker out there who would fight me for it, but I think it's a I think that's pretty much a calzone. Hi Raz, welcome in, Captain. Hope you're doing well. My headset died. Oh no, I'm sorry that your headset died. I mean, you still have to close it though, right? Yeah, but like here's the thing, like you could kind of just close it. You know, like if the pizza's hot enough, you can just kind of squish it and it'll close. It'll close up. I guess it depends if it has a crispy crust or something, then you'd be in trouble, but I feel like a lot of them with that much cheese and sauce, it'll just stick together anyway. It'll adhere to itself and create the hot pocket effect that is a calzone. I had to switch midstream. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds very stressful, Remy. Well, please rest. Thanks for bringing everybody by. So today we're gonna play Cozy Horse Game. I don't remember what we have been up to last time we were in Cozy Horse Game, and I played some in the interim, but I don't remember what I was doing. So let's just head over here and see what there is to see. Best pizza is little crispy bread, mid-melting cheese. Yes, getting pizza, have fun with horse. Thank you. Enjoy your pizza. Hope it's very tasty. Let me see. Let me just check. My VSync is on. Good. Alright. And let me just double check. I'm just gonna quick double check the sound level. I think it's okay. I think the sound level's okay. You guys will have to let me know if when we get in there if it's too quiet. But I think it'll be alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and load this game up. Oh, Colossal Jade is pregnant. Excellent news. Let me check my plants. I'm growing a lot of pumpkins. I just really like pumpkins, you know? We also have a pear tree. So I'm gonna get some pears for our horses. The pumpkins are technically for our horses too, but you know, pumpkins are good, no bias, no bias. Pumpkins are just good. You don't have to be biased to see that, you know? You don't have to be biased to see that. Alright, let's see, Fiery Flame. Oh yeah, she's our Dapple. I don't know if I'm gonna keep her. I cannot remember what my plan was with this girl. Though she is pretty. I like her Dapple. Quite a bit. Goes well in curry. Pumpkin goes well in just about everything. Pumpkin raviolis are really good. If you've never had pumpkin raviolis. Very tasty. Let's see. Let's give this girl Timothy Hay, and then she's at like full potential. Okay, so she's in the training arc right now. Wispy Mouse we are gonna sell, I believe. This is one of our farm babies. When you last saw Wispy Mouse, he might have been a little tiny bean, but he's all grown up now. He is a leopard Appaloosa. A blue dun leopard Appaloosa, technically. Raz, is everything alright? You sound a bit hoarse. Well, I did just wake up, and also horse game, so that'll explain it, right? That'll explain it. Okay, this boy needs flexibility training really badly. And we have a new mama and baby. We did not get the coat combo that we wanted out of 3 Cashew, our very pretty girl. But that's okay. She always has really cute foals, so even if it's not the one we want, that's okay. She needs a haircut though. Her mane, well, I've been going with the long mane, but I don't know if her mane is like, it's kind of too long there, but alright, she's fed. She's all good. She's nursing, so she's gonna stay inside with our little baby, who has this really cute heart shape Tobiano spot. Gonna give Fluffy Mouse a little brushing. The foals are always just covered in dirt, which feels like a child thing. Kids, real children, human children, small babies of all animals, creeds, species, they all just get covered in dirt. That seems to just be the way. I'm gonna give her, though, we should put a blanket on her. First of all, as well, let's give her the fluffy halter, because I feel like the fluffy halter is cute. And then for blanket, let's see, with the color, she's really orange, so I feel like she might look nice in black. The white is cute too. I don't think the blues really match with her that well though. And red I think is too matchy. I feel like the black looks best on her. So, we'll do that. She'll be wearing her little blankie because it's autumn. It's cold now. And then, let's see, this is soft pancake. Soft pancake is flaxen, dark chestnut, roan, splash. This was another farm baby who is not quite. He's really close. He's not the right splash pattern, and technically we want a flaxen, liver, chestnut splash, but a particular splash pattern. So he's not quite there, but he is really close. But he's our closest to being done with potential. So I think we are going to do some training with him today first, and then we'll take care of the others. And I think his flexibility is what he needs to work on, so we'll go do that. And also, Colossal Jade is pregnant, so let me go get her out of the pen, the breeding pen. Also, I don't know if any of our other girls are pregnant. I'll have to check on them. You wouldn't be, right? No. She's fine. Okay. We can let these two out. I'm really hoping for a chocolate palomino Appaloosa between these two, because I really like Colossal Jade. Has a really pretty, she's a blanket Appaloosa, which is this pattern here, and I really like the blanket Appaloosa pattern a lot. And also we have our very pretty chocolate palomino boy, which is, He's got this really dark coat with this very silvery mane. So he's very pretty. So I want his colors with her coat pattern. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Just pretty horses, you know? Also, let me really quick, I'm gonna move my water because it's kind of in the way. So gonna twist myself around a little bit more. Give myself a little bit more space to move my mouse. Okay. So let's take out Soft Pancake. Soft Pancake will be first, and let's see, I think to get to Rocky Mountain is where the flexibility training is. We gotta go out into town and then turn left. And it's the first trail over there. We're gonna do some flexibility training by weaving in between different barrels. And then we probably won't be able to train Wispy Mouse on flexibility since we'll have used up all of our flexibility, like trading points essentially. So we'll have to figure out something else for him to do. Or because Soft Pancake is so close to being done, we might just skip Wispy Mouse for a few days. That's okay. We have plenty of food and plenty of bedding, so not a big deal. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. Also, the first time I saw this trail, I mistakenly called these birch trees, but they're actually aspen trees. I got confused with the trunk pattern, the bark. But when you look at them, they don't really look like birch trees. They grow a little too funky for birch trees, but they do look like aspens. Whoop, stuck on an invisible wall. Alright, time to go over this bridge and then we'll be in the training arena. We're running. Welcome in, Mary. You could tell it's an aspen because of the way that it is. Hi, Raz. Welcome in, Opie. Welcome in. Hope you do well. Hope things are going well for both of you. Happy Sunday. But yeah, makes sense. This mountainous region has aspens. I think they do prefer maybe higher altitude. They're usually farther west than where I'm at. I'm in the land of birch. Opie, you're alive. Yes, Opie is alive. Alright, we're going through these barrels. Technically we're going through them backwards, but that's fine. Also, let's check our we have 8% points left. So I think we'll probably put it into speed will be the next one. Slowly but surely. I've mostly been lurking, slowly coming out of hiding. Well, welcome back, Opie. Hope things have been doing alright by you. Hopefully things haven't been too stressful. I know when I'm stressed, in general, I do a lot of lurking. I do a lot of lurking anyway, but sometimes I just don't have energy to chat. I just sit in my friends' streams and I don't tell them that I'm there. I'm just quietly there. And then I never mention it. But because sometimes sometimes I'm just doing other stuff and I'm like, if I say hi, then I would like to chat, but I got other stuff I gotta do, so. She's standing there menacingly. Exactly. You gotta keep them on their toes, you know? Gotta keep them on their toes. They introduced a bunch of new colors for tack and stuff, and it's kind of been the bane of my existence in here because, as you can see, I don't have a lot of money. I've been spending all my money on, like, cool tack colors. And like upgrading, because they added the dapple horses too, I was like upgrading the dapple pens and all of my hard-earned cash just floated away from me like a sieve. So now my wallet is pretty empty considering how many horses we have to care for. Alright. Also, this girl's name is Fiery Flame. We might need to rename her. She could do with flexibility, but maybe let's do jump instead. Let's do jump instead. I do love her dapple pattern. I don't know, she looks so pretty. Dapple with a lot of the other patterns is really cool. Dapple is like that. You can see on her coat, she's got all these little, like, faint circles that make her coat color isn't like one even color. It's like dappled light, you know, like light coming in through leaves or something. Dappling. So that's what she's got going on. She's a wild horse that we snatched. That we stole from the wild. They haven't really told us if that was cool. No one seems to mind us grabbing wild horses, but surely they probably mind, and also the ecosystem probably minds. Kinds of places. I mean, the horses that these are not native to the Americas. They came via Spanish colonizers. There were horses that were native to the Americas, but they had a kind of different build. And they died out, unfortunately. So, technically, non-native species, but still, the Great Plains, for instance, ecosystems attract large herbivores like horses and bison, for instance, and usually they need those large herd animals to exist so that their soil doesn't erode and they don't experience desertification, because they've evolved to kind of have large animals crushing the grass down and kind of creating this like natural mulch situation. Hi Raz, I hope everything's good with you. Welcome in, Calio. Yes, everything's going well with me. Hope things are going well with you. Happy Sunday. Just playing some cozy horse game, talking about plains ecosystems. You sound a little raspy. It's because I just woke up. But also horse game, I guess. I'm trying to match the energy. Horse voice for horse game. But don't worry, I'm not getting sick. It is allergy season for me, though. To be fair. It is allergy season. I'm deathly allergic to birch pollen, and I own apple trees, which are in the birch pollen family. So when those start blooming, I'm gonna perish a little bit, but that's okay. I wish the giant ground sloth survived the megafauna die-off at the end of the last ice age. Me too, Mary. I wish we could have met a giant ground sloth. Pollen is so bad again this year. Yeah. It's not looking good. Well, good morning then, dear Marinette. Thank you. It's kind of late for me to have woken up, but I slept in. My husband and I were up late last night, chatting with friends. He was playing some league games. some ARAMs and some normals, I think. And I was just sitting in VC making jokes, which is what I normally do because I hate League of Legends. I did my time. I played League of Legends. I'm good. I don't need more. I played in like season 2 and 3 and stuff. I did my time. So I'm done. I'm cooked. But our friends just won't quit. Our friends won't stop playing League. So my husband takes the fall and plays League with them. And I just sit there and make jokes and talk about people's wild plays. That's so valid. As you League, I say as I'm playing HOTS. Well, my condolences. Laura's been on such a huge Dota kick. Glad he's having fun, but it does drive me nuts sometimes. I heard there were evil goings on afoot. Welcome in, Lore. It sounds like the only evil afoot is you playing Dota too much. My friends have been playing a lot of HOTS lately. It's the only okay MOBA. I thought HOTS died. Why did I think that? For some reason I thought that HOTS literally got, like, executed by Blizzard. Like, I literally thought they shut off the servers. I thought they were just like, no, we're done. It's kind of dead. Effectively no longer developed. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I saw and I misappropriated what they had been doing. Everything short of shutting the servers off. Oh, okay, okay. Alright, you wait here, friend. Cut off live support, only servers are up, that's it. They didn't kill it, but they gutted it. That's kind of a shame, though. That's, like, sad for anyone that enjoyed HOTS. My husband likes to play Dota 2 as well. He enjoys Dota 2 as a game more, I would say. Oh, I want the pink blanket. How much is the pink blanket? Oh, also the light brown fluffy halter is cute. Okay, let's get the pink blanket. And then let's do... I like the... Let me look at it. Let me look at it. Oh yeah, I think that'll look cute on some colors, some coat colors. The light brown. Let's get the fluffy light brown halter. Doesn't help that they did the following very unpopular... They did this following some very unpopular patches and changes. Oh. I still enjoy HOTS. The saddest thing is we'll never get Vash or Reinhardt or Cairn. Oh, that's a shame. Hi Raz, screw Toyota. Oh no, you having car trouble? Welcome in, fat boy. I only tolerate Dota because it reminds me of a world where Warcraft 3 custom games were my jam. I think that's kind of why he likes it too. He really did like Warcraft 3 and stuff. Customs. He played a lot of StarCraft. Like StarCraft was one of his big games. But he did like Warcraft 3 as well. So yeah, he also I think likes it for the Warcraft 3 vibes. I think he also likes that how complex it is. He likes knowledge games. So games where you have to like know a lot of stuff. In order to play them effectively, he really likes those. We will never have Life of a Peasant again. Sad. 6 hours of Imola problems. Ferrari at 1, 2, 3 and Hector. Oh no! That's sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're having issues with your vehicles. Alright, Wispy Mouse, what? Do you have anything that we could train without... Well, I guess we could train anything. Let's go do Endurance then. We can farm onions. Well, yeah, there's no onions in this game, sadly, so no farming onions. No, the Ferrari clown show is leaking out of F1. Oh no! Sad, sad. Sad, sad. Alright. Pickles is like conked out on my lap right now. I just want to like look down and see what she was up to. She's just out. My girl is tired. My husband was away at a judo like tournament thing. So he was gone Friday night into Saturday, and she was so upset that he was not there to give her late night belly rubs. So I guess she stayed up with him really late last night to get extra belly rubs. I gotta say, Wispy Mouse does look cute, like with all his tack on. I don't really need or want any leopard Appaloosas, but he is cute. He is cute though. All right, let's do some endurance training here. We gotta gallop through these gates, so it's a lot of speed up, slow down. Because you can't gallop for that long. Speaking of vehicles, actually, my sister just bought a new car, and I was like, why did you do that? Like, brand new. And I was like, girl, that is a sucker bet. I don't know why you did that. You should have bought a used car. You drive that thing off the lot, and it loses, like, so much value. I don't know. She's hard. I was, like, not gonna get into that conversation with her, but I was like, oof, what car? So we can laugh at it? I have no idea. I don't even know what she bought. She was just like, oh, I had to buy a new car. And I was like, did you? Did you have to? I don't know. I feel like I have weird opinions about cars. I mean, if you like cars, if cars are like your hobby or something that you enjoy, by all means, buy the car that you like. My husband and I have one car. We only own one car. It's a Honda Insight. So it's a hybrid. It's also one of the few cars that you can fully convert to solar, which is why we're keeping it, so that one day we can convert it to solar. But yeah, we only have one car. We've had it for years. It has over 200,000 miles on it. It's just vibing. It's doing great. I mean, we hit a deer the other day, so it's not doing so hot from that. We need to fix that up. But otherwise, it's thriving. I don't get cars. I don't either, but like, you know, that's people's hobby. That's fine. I just wouldn't buy cars if it's not something that I like or enjoy. I wouldn't like invest a lot of money into it, other than a car that's like fairly dependable, that you know can get you from point A to point B. Easy deer fix. Yeah, it was really sad. We were on the highway at night, and it kind of jumped across the road, and my husband swerved, so we only kind of clipped it, but it broke our front blinker and scraped up like the antler or the hoof or something, scraped like the entire side of our car. Not that our car is not already very scraped up, so it's not the end of the world, but kind of a shame. Alright, I think we did all of our training that we needed to do today. Okay, he's almost done on endurance. We really just do need a lot of flexibility, so we'll have to do that. Horses are 20k, custom turbo drag cars about the same. Yeah, depends on your type of horse. You can get horses for cheaper, but however, many are very expensive. When I was in high school, I kind of got pressured to lease a horse from the barn that I was riding at. And the horse I was leasing was a $30,000 horse. He was very expensive, and he was very ill-behaved. He had terrible barn manners, and he had the worst barn name. His nickname was Pookie, which is like a terrible name. He was a giant of a horse too. He was well over 16 hands, so he was very tall. He's taller than me. Like, my head was shorter than his back. He was quite tall, but yeah, he had terrible barn manners. He was always trying to like rip the blanket off of his pasture mate, who was this tiny little pony who would always beat him up, and he would always try and like steal food if somebody like walked by with a bucket for another horse. $30,000, yeah. He was a very expensive equitation horse, which is a type of riding style which is very much about how the horse looks when it's jumping, how like horse and rider look. So it was very much aesthetics based. 16 hands, America, please stop. Hands is a unique measurement to horses, and it comes from Britain originally. But yeah, a hand is not an American measurement. It is a horse-only measurement. Every horse in the world is measured by hands. A hand is roughly about 4 inches. So, 16 of those. All your measurements are from Britain. Throw it in the sea with the T. Sometimes we wish that we could, and a lot of our measurements we could probably get rid of. But yeah, it's it's something, that's for sure. But yeah, the hands, another goofy measurement for people to learn. So if you want to be a horse person, you gotta know what hands are. Hands are also, the height is actually how you tell the difference between horses and ponies. It's not like a... Yeah, it's a height difference. Horses and ponies are not like different kinds of animals. They're just, one is taller at max height than the other. So ponies are any horse that is under 14.2 hands high. At the shoulder, that's what it is. At the withers, they have this little bump on their back that you use to measure. And then horses are anything above that. And then obviously there's breeds of horses that really only get to be that tall, so they're all ponies, but like a Shetland pony, small. I met a pony that was at the max height for a pony. Yeah, there's a lot of those ponies that are like, they're just barely a pony. They're just barely a pony. Alright, game saved. Nice. Carpenter is in town today. Alright, let me go get my pears. Do. Also, it looks like Nightbot slapped Fat Boy. You were using some banned terms, I guess. Nightbot. Well, I guess it's not even Nightbot, it's Automod, technically. I keep banning Nightbot even though, or talking about, oh, Nightbot keeps slapping people, but Nightbot's not even here. It's really just Twitch Automod. Just Twitch Automod. Alright, let's take care. Oh, everybody, does everyone need bedding? Alright, we're gonna have to go. I should have gone and got bedding at the general store yesterday, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. Let's put some sand down. Sand is a new bedding type. It lasts longer. I don't know if you can forage it though. I've been meaning to go like run around and see if you can find it somewhere, but maybe when we have fewer horses to train, when we sell a couple of these, we can go for a trail ride and go foraging, look for it. Oh, your tail, Wispy Mouse, your tail is very long. We should cut that. It's getting all scraggly looking. There we go. Also, Locke, thank you for the hydrate redeem. Everyone make sure you get a sip of something. Doesn't matter what it is. Something's better than nothing. A happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are good by you. There we go. Okay, she's good. Let's check on her baby. Her little filly, Fluffy Mouse. Covered in dirt, as she always is. Just, you know, casually, she's like Pigpen. from the Peanuts gang. Just absolutely covered in dirt. Emitting just a cloud of it. Okay. There we go. She's all set. Or as set as she will be. Alright, let me brush soft pancake. I also should quick check. I forget. I think they changed the balance of how long pregnancy lasts now. I feel like it's shorter than it used to be. So I want to check on Colossal Jade and see when she's due. Because when she's due, I'm going to bring her into the barn. For now, she can just hang out in the field. Have a great time. Oh, where were you yesterday? You were missing. Hey, girl. Let's see. She's gonna give birth. Okay, so it is shorter. It's only like 6 days. Human patch. Pregnancy can now be rushed by expending XP. Listen, if that was true, so many people would do that. I don't think many people who experience pregnancy wish to be pregnant for as long as it is. They're like, you know what? I would expend XP to do that. Alright, we're gonna take this boy. We're gonna start with him. Let's go do flexibility training. Him first. My mate dealing with VR. Where am I? He's never been in VR before. That's I feel like we had a VR headset really early, so sometimes I forget that that's like not a thing that many people have done. I don't know why we like jumped on that very early on. We had like developer kit headsets and stuff. Never tried VR. Some people get really VR sick. Like a real like motion sick, seasick thing. Even if you don't normally get motion sick. So it can be great or it can be terrible. Kind of just depends. Also, I mean, at this point, I don't know. Like VR is interesting, but I've never played a VR game that I was like, wow, I really want to play this like long term. Or a lot of it's cool for some stuff like the Beat Sabers and things like that. So I guess if there's like a certain game that you really want to play, it's good, but I don't know. A lot of games I think even today just feel a little clunky in VR. Like a lot of action games or things like that, they're just not. They're not there yet. So the rhythm games, I guess VR chat, if you're into that kind of thing, is the way to go. But otherwise, you could probably avoid having to pay for it. It's expensive for a bunch of games that are like, they're okay. They're all right. I still prefer non-VR games. Also, I think like VR chat is probably like my worst nightmare. I was telling Kios and I were playing some games the other night, and I was telling her that the way that I act with you guys on stream is like definitely an idealized version of myself. I try and be much friendlier. I'm actually pretty misanthropic in real life. So it's not that I'm not friendly, but I don't like meeting new people. That does not, like, I don't get hyped about that. So something like VR chat where it's like, hey, do you want to just go socialize with a bunch of people? And I'm like, absolutely not. That sounds awful. That's my worst nightmare. I like streaming and interacting with chat just fine, because I can control everything that goes on in here. Like, I can just ban people. If they give me a weird vibe, they're just gone. I just don't have to interact with them, but yeah, meeting people, not my favorite thing. We need to get Raz her hater arc so she and her husband will duo queue Dota. No. I'm done with MOBAs. I had my hater arc. Now I'm just a crispy lady on the other side of it. But yeah, like VR chat sounds like literally my worst nightmare. A place I would never want to go. just horrible. I'm good. I'm good without that. Also, let me check. Is it Soft Pancake? Who had like almost nothing left? It was Soft Pancake. Let's do speed training with you, friend. No, it's perfect. Raz gets her hater arc, Opie gets her despair arc. I'll be like a double date with the four of us. Some poor schmuck that gets match made in... No, we can't do that to someone lore. We can't. And I'm the opposite. My husband really likes like games that are like the wisdom games, the games that are knowledge based. I don't. If I have to learn a lot of stuff, I'm good. Why do you guys think I just play farming sims? I play farming sims because the mechanics of farming sims are all pretty much identical to each other. They are very much the epitome of cookie cutter games, which is the exact reason that I like playing them, because I don't have to learn anything else. I can pick up any farming sim and like pretty much know what I'm doing. Completely blind. Don't have to look at a wiki. I don't want to learn things. I want to learn things, but only like the things I want to learn. You know what I mean? Like my weird special interests only. I don't have room in my brain for other knowledge. only for whatever I'm interested in at the time. There are only 3 things to learn about Dota. Always ban sniper. Don't forget to BKB. If you can't see anyone on the map, you're about to get caught. Well, yeah, there is that. Hi, welcome in, Axolotl. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Don't need wiki for farming sims. Stardew knocks on your door. See, that's part of my problem with Stardew, is like I appreciate the complexity on some level, but I don't like having to have a wiki open to figure out where somebody is at a certain time of day. Just give me a map where everyone's on it. You know? I don't want to be having a wiki open and just put more things in game. That's the thing. Give me more tooltips. I don't need to be witnessing a wiki at the same time that I'm trying to play a game. Sometimes I have it open. Sometimes there are plenty of games that I like will need a guide for a certain part, but if I need a guide for like everyone's likes and dislikes and it's super complicated and annoying, no. Mods, I love live NPC location mod. Yeah, like that, I mean, that's the reason why I think a lot of people like Stardew, is like it is greatly improved by mods, and also the lifespan of the game is improved by mods. I played a lot of Stardew when it launched, and then I kind of like got cooked. So now I've seen myself out of Stardew. Everything you need to know is easily accessible in-game in Farming Simulator 22. Listen, Mary, you have to gather up more allies this year during the Farming Sim election. That's all you need. You just need to get more people to vote for your stuff. Same, it took a long time to get over my Stardew hangover. At this point, I am enjoying playing Stardew co-op with friends. That's about where I'm at with Stardew. I don't really feel the need or any desire to play Stardew by myself anymore. But I like playing it with friends. So that's what I've just reserved it as. It's now a casual social game for me. It's not like a solo grind game. I have other games for that. This is one of them. If I want to play a game by myself and just grind, well, if I really just want to grind, I just play old school RuneScape because literally the whole game is grinding. But if I want it to be agriculturally oriented, I'm in here, or I have a couple games that I just play off stream at my own pace if I need to just sit and do something. So yeah, that just isn't Stardew for me anymore, but that's fine if that's what it is for other people. Old school RuneScape is a vibe. It's a great game. It's a great game. You have to like the stuff that's in it for it to be like a good vibe for you, but I do. It has just the right combo. I also just really like how it looks. I like the old, like, low poly style of it. Sometimes I don't want to look at high fidelity models. Sometimes I just want to look at a really crudely put together frog, you know? And feel something from that. Alright, we did his training. We need to go sell soft pancakes, so we should do that today. Let's take this girl out. We'll go for endurance, but let's go into town first. And the music, chef's kiss. Yes, the music is very good. Old school RuneScape knew what they were doing with the sound design for sure. I've been meaning to suggest to the dev of this game, I really wish that the auction house would show you a live preview of your horse. Because sometimes their names, I keep mainly the auto-generated names for all the horses because I think they're kind of charming, but sometimes I get mixed up then because many of my horses have similar names to each other. And it's like, is this the one that I want? No? Maybe? So I wish they would show you a preview so you could be like, no, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, see, I can't tell which of these is my good horse. I forgot which pancake it was. I should have just renamed it to sell this horse. Now I have to go check. What are you called? Actually, I probably should just take one of my other horses out. I should just take the pancake that I don't want to sell. That would prevent the mix-up. That would have been the real 5-head play. Because there's only 2 pancakes that can be sold. It is soft pancake, but I'll just take my other pancake out. Because my other pancake is rare. Where is he? There he is. Haunts. Welcome in, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Hope things are good by you. Oh, you're probably dirty. Sorry, I didn't brush you before we went out. Alright, let's go to the auction house. You can't sell the horse that you brought to the auction house, so I should have done this at the beginning. What's up, Pickles? I moved and you woke up. A terrible fate for a little bean. I know. A real mean mom vibe. Alright. Now there will only be one pancake and I won't accidentally sell. Soft pancake. Sell. There he is. Okay. We are all set. We made a bunch of money, which is nice. Let me go to the general store while I'm here. And let me see if I can buy some more sand. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, all these sweets are from Lemon Cake. All these sweets models are Lemon Cake models because it is the same dev. You know? So why even the apples and the carrots are from Lemon Cake, I think, too. Because there were apples and carrots in Lemon Cake. Kind of love that though. I love the Lemon Cake vibes. Alright, let's go put our friend back. You know, speaking of people getting motion sick from VR, some older gen gamers who grew up on 2D games ended up getting motion sick during the switch to 3D. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. How it would be really, like, disorienting if you got really used to... really used to 2D games. Yes, Raz, people. Speeple. Yes. Makes sense. That tracks. Alright, we already trained Wispy Mouse. Alright, let's take Fiery Flame. Where do I want to take her? Endurance. Go to the endurance spot. That'd be a bummer though. I mean, I know there's even lots of games today, even for people who play a decent amount of games in general. Some games just make people motion sick. And they'll be able to play lots of similar games. It's just some of them, it's like however their, you know, frame rates or whatever work makes people just feel queasy. I feel very lucky that I don't get motion sick from just about anything. I get motion sick from motion blur effects, so I have to turn it off for every game. Yeah, exactly. It's good. I mean, hopefully every game makes that an option to turn it off these days. Hello, it's me, motion sick person. Yeah, it's... I mean, at least I hope that more games have accessibility features that let you turn that stuff off. Sari is also a big motion sickness gamer. Yeah, she was mentioning that she wanted to try Minecraft to see if it would make her motion sick. I told her I would play with her in our server if she wanted to play. Hopefully it doesn't make her motion sick. But I've learned sometimes too, I don't know if like this helps you guys, but in a lot of games I end up just having to turn my mouse sensitivity way down. Because otherwise I just end up like spinning around really too fast myself. And I don't normally get motion sick, but it usually just annoys me. But I can imagine if you turn down your sensitivity so you don't turn that like quickly might help. Upping field of view also helps me big time. That makes sense. That makes sense. Do you have one of those like ultra wide monitors anyway? Because those might just help in general, just having an expanded field of view anyway. Gotta up field of view in FPS games? Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You get more information that way anyway. I've thought about it. Ultra wide support games is meh. It is, yeah. You end up having to like troubleshoot a lot of stuff. That is true. Maybe more trouble than it's worth, but 90 degrees is not enough. Yeah. Sometimes you need more. I mean, in WoW, I used to do that. There used to be a macro that you could put in that would zoom out your field of view, like wider than you would normally be able to scroll. Cause like, I don't know, sometimes you gotta see stuff. Sometimes you need more info. 103 is my default go-to. Nice. I'm glad you've been able to find something that like lets you play games though. Cause it'd be a shame to have like the games available to you be like limited, you know? Especially if they don't do a good job giving you options to like turn on or off certain things. At this point, I think every game that releases, like every modern game that releases, should really have pretty solid accessibility features and support. It's kind of silly not to at this point. Give people lots of options for configuring the game so that it can run on, you know, all different systems and for all different people. Cause like, I don't know, what's the negative of letting more people being able to enjoy your game? I don't quite know. Now, mind you, I'm not one of those people, I don't really believe in the, like, giving people an easy mode in games. And I think a lot of people that are like, I need it for accessibility purposes is a really disingenuous argument, to be honest, because, like, just because someone has a disability doesn't mean that they need a game to be, like, made easier for them. They just need to be given the ability to just play the game, and they are equally capable of playing difficult games as long as they, you know, have a colorblind mode, or they have gamepad support, or stuff like that. Or things that stop like flashing lights so that they, you know, won't have a seizure. I'm not really into the easy mode thing. Like I don't, like for instance, Souls-like games, I don't think you deserve to be able to just like play a game. If the game isn't a story game, I don't think it has to be like beatable for you in like a short amount of time. Any game is beatable, but you have to be like, if you're bad at it, you have to put in the time. And I think a lot of people just want to skip that step. My opinion on the Dark Souls thing is just play a different game. It's one series. Also that, yeah, maybe it's just not for you, but even if it is, if you really like the Dark Souls world and you like the concept of the combat and the style of the game, then just like put in the time to get good at it. That's all that it is. There's no game in the world that isn't possible to just get good at. But it takes time, and it's going to take you different amounts of time. Maybe your friend gets really good at Dark Souls in 2 weeks, and it takes you 6 months, but like that's okay. Well, you can also grind souls. Yeah, like there's a lot of ways to like slow roll it. I do find personally, I find every game that's hard should have an easy mode because it's not fair to people with disabilities is like a really vile, disingenuous argument. That's kind of infantilizing people with disabilities. They're perfectly capable of doing difficult things. They just need to be given the tools to do it. And if you're bad at something and you don't have a disability, you're just bad at something, you should probably just learn to gain skills slowly. That's all that takes. You just gotta work on things. Anyone can do anything. You can learn to do whatever. You can learn to build a car or machine gears and make your own clock, or you can learn how to sew. You can do 1 million things, and maybe one of those 1 million things is learning how to like be a speed runner in a Dark Souls game, or taking 0 hits, or doing all those crazy challenge runs, you know? But it just takes time. You just gotta like be okay with being bad at things. That's the key. People don't like being bad at things, and I get it. I don't like being bad at things either, but I don't feel like I have to go to the people that make things or make difficult things and say, hey, it's not fair that I'm bad at this thing. You should change it, but just for me, because I don't want to put in the time to get good. That's so silly. That's how you don't acquire skills. We should all be working on skills in this life. Learn new things. It's good for you. Being bad at things is good for you. It's a good, humbling experience. It keeps you from being too arrogant. It keeps you rational and chill, and your feet on the ground, which is a good thing. It also helps you be a little bit more empathetic, and it also increases your patience with things and people. But yeah, too many people just get angry. They're not good at something, and they're like, this game sucks. I hate it. This is not fair. The game dev is ruining my life. It's like, no, just calm down. Get a snack. You're probably hungry. First of all, get a snack, get some water, walk away from the game if it's really ticking you off. And sometimes games are just not for you. Like when I made my way through like most of Eastward, and I was like, you know, I just don't even like this game. If I could go back in time, I'd be like, Raz, you won't like this game. It's not for you. That doesn't mean that the game is bad. It's just not for me. I didn't like my experience in there very much. But again, it's not like, it's for some people. It's some people's favorite game. It's exactly like scratches the itch that they had, and they're like, this is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. It'd be like me playing, like, I don't really like shooters, right? I'm not very good at shooters. I don't find a lot of fun in playing shooters. I like watching other people play various shooters. But it's not like, that's not a gameplay element that I really enjoy. So it'd be like if I went and I played Call of Duty, like the newest Call of Duty, and then I was just like, wow, this game sucks. And maybe it does, who knows? I'm not a Call of Duty fan, so maybe it is bad. Maybe the newest one is terrible, but I'm probably the worst person to judge that. Because it's not for me. It's like just not the kind of game that I like. I feel like there's this trend. Maybe it's because like social media makes a lot of games like seem fun, because you see someone else playing it and they seem like they're having a good time. But I feel like it's important to be discerning when you like see a game trailer or you see someone else playing a game. There's tons of games that I see and other people are having a good time and they look like they're having fun, but I know me and I hate most games. So someone else having an amazing time playing Apex Legends, I'm gonna have a terrible time playing Apex Legends. Just terrible. Just awful. Just not having fun. 0%. But I know that, so instead of spending time playing Apex Legends and then being like salty about it, I just play something else. I just spend my time doing something else. That's okay. Or like there's a bunch of puzzle games. I like the concept of puzzle games, but I've come to find out that I don't like a lot of puzzles in puzzle games. And it's hard for me to determine like whether I will like it in advance or not, so I tend to just not play that many puzzle games, even though I like the concepts behind them, because I know that I'll probably just be frustrated. And I'll get to this midway point where I'll be like, man, I'm not liking this. I'm just not liking this. So it's better that I just don't put myself in that position. Shockingly, I was actually a little bit worried about that, specifically with Botany Manor, because I really liked the concept of Botany Manor. I thought that the visuals looked cool. I liked how it was a really pared down visuals, much simpler graphics, but still like very pretty and saturated, and like the lighting was really important, things like that. But I was like, I just feel like I don't know if I'm gonna like this game, and it's not the game's fault. It's a me problem for sure. But I was pleasantly surprised that I actually loved, like, every puzzle in there was so good. I actually enjoyed playing through every minute of that. But a lot of puzzle games, I'm like, I hate this. Sometimes I love to watch Sari play puzzle games. Sari plays a bunch of puzzle games, and I love her for it because a lot of times she'll play games that I had my eye on, and then she'll be puzzling through it, and I'll be like, oh, I would have hated this puzzle. I would have hated everything about this puzzle. But Sari is so like level-headed and calm through it that I can be like a tourist and just enjoy the game without having to be frustrated. Because I would have been mad, but she's not. But she's not. Welcome back. Alright, we're doing more flexibility with this friend today. I don't know what I was saving up for. I don't know if there was another. I'll have to check in with, I'll check in with Jai, because Jai sells the upgrades to all of the wild horse pens, which increases the stats of the wild horses that you can get in them. And then I also don't know if there was any other like training stuff that I needed to pick up from River. So that's what I might check those. I'm like afraid to check the tack shop because I feel like I'm going to find tack that I really want but I don't need because it's just aesthetics and it'll come back around in the shop. But I'm worried that I'm gonna walk in there and be like, oh, this blanket color is so pretty, I need to buy it for $5,000, which is a lot to pay for a blanket, but I guess it's technically an infinite number of blankets because you can give them to all your horses, so it's not really just one blanket. How's the horse? Horses are doing great. We just finished up one of their training and then sold him on the auction house, which was great. So that was nice. Got some cash back for one of our farm babies. And now we're just trying to train up the other two before we have a new foal born in like 5 days. Just trying to get all that stuff done. I don't know that I picked up my pears today too, so I should probably do that. Whoop. Probably do that before I put this boy away, because otherwise I'll just forget, and then it'll be the end of the day, and I won't have picked one of my pears. And I think pears are only in autumn. I think this is their season. And then I think otherwise they're done. I'm excited. There's some big updates coming down the line. I think next is foal training, which seems really fun. I think there's going to be a new like foal there's like a little arena, a little like ring that we have no use for on the farm. It's actually there's a ring right over here. And I feel like this is going to be the foal training ring. Will be this little thing. I think we're gonna do lunging in here. That's what I think. The Skyrim mod looks super nice. Welcome in, Fortuna. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are good by you. Man, this would be a funky Skyrim mod. Do you guys know I've never played Skyrim? I've actually never played. The only Elder Scrolls game I've ever played was the beta of Elder Scrolls Online, and I really didn't like the graphics, so then I was like, eh. And didn't actually end up playing the full game. Doing fine. How's your day been? It's been going well. Skyrim is actually pretty fun. My husband loves the Elder Scrolls games, but like the earlier ones. Like he really loves Morrowind a lot. He really loves Morrowind. He also really likes Daggerfall. He like recently he played through Daggerfall like again recently. I don't think I've played a single Bethesda game. They just don't interest me. Yeah, same, I think, because is it Bethesda that does Fallout? Because I actually have never played Fallout either. They're just not really to my taste, but that's okay. Like I said, not every game has to be for us. I got it the midnight release in college. I felt like a real gamer. Ugh, midnight releases were so fun, weren't they? Nobody likes Daggerfall? No, my husband loves Daggerfall. He only likes the older Elder Scrolls games. Like, he didn't like Skyrim as much as like Morrowind and Daggerfall. Daggerfall player, big respect for him. Yeah, that's kind of his jam. He loves those old games. But yeah, man, midnight releases, I miss that. We kind of killed brick and mortars. Though, I mean, there's something fun about like being able to be online at like midnight or whatever when a game releases on Steam, and then all your friends can actually like play it because you didn't have to like wait in line at a, you know, at a store to buy it. But there was some special energy about going to a brick and mortar to like purchase a game on the night that it was releasing and then going home and binging it. My first was Oblivion, changed my life. Yeah. I feel like that's the narrative for a lot of the Elder Scrolls games, that people played like one of the early ones and then were like, man, so cool. But yeah, for some reason, they never super appealed to me personally. I think I just like farming. I think at this point in my life, I can just admit, I just want to farm. I just want to hang out with farm animals, grow some vegetables. Though, if anyone knows a game dev and they want to like whisper in their ear to make my dream game, I would love a game where you play as a like peasant farmer NPC in a fantasy world. So it's like a Skyrim, it's like a Dragon's Dogma. So like wild things are happening around you, but you're just like trying to grow your pumpkin patch. And you like wake up and go outside, and like the hero is like fighting a dragon in your fields, and you're like, man, this is really gonna muck up my economy for this season. Seems like a very specific niche. It is. I don't know. I might be the only person that wants this game, but I want it so bad. I like need someone to make this game. Kind of like Harvestella, but more farmy. Harvestella, but like we're not the chosen one. Like in Harvestella, you're the chosen one. I need a Harvestella setting, like fantasy world farming, but bad things happen to your farm, but you're just some dude. You're just some dude. And I'd play that. Okay, it's Anna and I. Anna and I want this game. Thing Raz is describing is how I wanted to play MMO, but the only way to play MMO is for me to be the hero. Yes, I mean we can. That's probably partially where this comes from. Sword Art Online was a terrible anime, but the concept of Sword Art Online, where players got to be shopkeepers and farmers and cooks and stuff, I loved that. I want the NPC life in a game. Yeah, Sword Art Online, terrible anime, but the concept there could have been cool. I mean, a lot of things could have been cool. If they didn't turn my girl into just like a housewife, the story would have been better. And if they didn't adopt that glitch girl, and then everything just kind of went off the rails. But anyway, I'd play it too, depending on how crunchy it is. Yeah, like, I just want this game. I just want to be some dude. I want to be tending my fields. And then I want a dragon to show up and light my wheat field on fire, and me to be like, man. Or like in Black Desert Online, I loved that you could be trucking your fantasy goods like to town, and like bandits would come out and try and rob you. I loved that. I want that. I want to be like I want to be like the cabbage guy in Avatar, The Last Airbender. I want to be taking my cabbages to town and something stupid happens and it like ruins my cabbage cart. And then I have to like get these cabbages off the ground and sell them at a discount in town. And it like kind of ruins my economy for the day, but it's like funny, you know? That's what I want. I want to not be the hero. I don't want to be the love interest. I want to just be a dude. Yeah, exactly. I want to be like, I want to come outside and be like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited to tend to my fields this morning. And then there's like a wyvern is like fighting a dude in them and trampling my crops. I think that would be so good. And it would be all about you having to mitigate like the hero and his misadventures and these fantasy creatures. I remember creating a bakery in RuneScape and selling cakes to passerby. That's so blessed, Anna. I love that. I love that so much. I will never financially recover from this, the game. Yes! That's what I need. So if anyone knows a game dev, just let them know. There's like a niche market for this. Some of us want this. Some of us would be excited about this game. Maybe not a lot, but a few. I'm a game dev. Okay, well please make that game. Please make that game. I mean, there are 3 people here who want it. 3 out of our 22 is not a bad ratio. Yeah, exactly. We're doing fine. We're doing great. I think it's fine. The other game that I want, and while we're on the topic of games that I would like, I really want a game that is, it's Oregon Trail. It doesn't have to be historically accurate, by the way. Maybe it'd be better if it wasn't, because, you know, we all know the Homestead Act, kind of horrific in many ways, stealing land from indigenous people and then just giving it to these people who didn't even know that the land was stolen in the first place. Huge mess. Oregon Trail style, you are like moving from one place to another. You're uprooting your life to go settle down somewhere else. You have really limited supplies. You get to a new patch of land with no house on it, and you have to build a house, and you have to build a farm from scratch, and you start out by just living in a tent, and the supplies that you brought with you are all that you have, and there is no like store in town. There's somebody who came and is like setting up a store, but it's gonna take a while, so you just have to like just straight up live off the land for a while. And it's like Oregon Trail, so you can just die of like dysentery, or being bitten by a snake, or being trampled by your cow or something. That's what I want. I want like a hard mode farming sim, but it's like similar to Oregon Trail in that you don't have a house and you have super limited supplies. So that's another game that I want. I think Echoes of the Plum Grove is gonna come close, because they are also doing a fantastical but also historical farming sim that seems really punishing and you can die in it, but I feel like it's not gonna be punishing enough. I want to perish from really stupid things and have to start over. Because I think that would be funny. I love that kind of stuff. So if we could bring that energy to farming sims, again, I think it would stress out. I think most of the people that play farming sims want to be not stressed. But I think it's good to have a mix. I think it's good to have a mix of non-stressful games, like this game with no fail state, and then there should be games that are punishing. And like, yeah, I think we should die from silly things. I think we should have opportunities to play hard mode farming sims. It could bring in a new audience. It could, yeah. I think there's probably a group of a sub genre of people out there. I mean, we just talked about our punishing just being a peasant farmer in a fantasy world, and 3 or 4 people said that they would want to play it. So, you know, I feel like there's a market for people who want that. And like Chris said, like, if that stresses you out, maybe it would be a fun game to watch somebody else play. Vintage Story is going to kind of fit some of those vibes. Oh, I'll have to check out. I don't think I've heard of Vintage Story. I'll have to look it up. But I like that concept. I want a slightly more punishing fun farming sim. There are some like farming sim roguelites out there and stuff, but they just don't, the vibe is not quite there for me. It's not the same. You can't roll away from dysentery. You can't. You can't dodge roll dysentery. You just get it. More Minecraft than Oregon Trail, but still, okay. Alright. Alright. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that's what I want. The fantasy just being a dude trying to farm and like dragons and heroes and fantasy monsters messing up your fields, that is like my pinnacle game. If somebody made that game, I would probably only play that game. But the other one, the Oregon Trail one, is high up there. Farm sim roguelike. What a brilliant idea. Yeah, there's a couple of them. One's called Another Farm roguelike. There's also one that's like it's mist based, so you show up and you have to like farm at a certain rate to like keep the mist away from your stuff, and then eventually you get overwhelmed and it like ruins your farm and you wake up with amnesia and you start over again. So there are some of those, but again the vibe is not quite there for me. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. I don't want it to feel too roguelike, you know. I want it to feel like a farm. I want it to feel like it has plot and there's reason for you dying, even if the way that you're dying is silly. Because somehow mist coming to devour your farm is like, okay. Not the most compelling thing. I love roguelikes so much. That's good. I feel like you're eating good. I feel like there's a good number of roguelikes out there. And I feel like they had like I don't want to say a renaissance, but like, I feel like a lot of people got into roguelikes. And so lots of devs made a lot of roguelikes or similar games. So I feel like you're in a good spot. Kind of like the farming sim people. I've been eating good. There's a lot of good farming sims out there. There's also a lot of bad farming sims. It's kind of the downside of your genre becoming popular. On the one hand, it's great because then people make more games for you. But then on the downside, there's also a lot of bad games that people make for you because they're trying to like get in on it. So, pros and cons. In that case, you end up having to be a little bit more discerning than you normally would have to, because when your genre is very niche, you usually only get people who really understand the genre and it's like a passion project for them, and they usually tend to do a good job. When your genre is popular, you get a lot of just like garbage. But as long as you're able to filter out the garbage, you look at a trailer and you're like, wow, that looks awful. And then you can just skip it. You can write that off. And then it's not so bad. You have great takes. I just have life experience, that's all. My wisdom score has just gone up over time by many failures in my life. That's all. Life. Talking about video games. Yeah, I mean, these are specific to video games. I've lived through a lot of video games, though. I wish we could read these books, I gotta say. It'd be so cool if, like, you know what? This is another thing. Instead of a wiki, can people stop making wikis and start just putting bookshelves in your game where you write out all the secrets about your game? Can we do that? Because I'd rather that. I'd rather just sit at my bookshelf and, like, read the text. That's actually something that I like about Sakuna, that they give you scrolls over time that kind of elucidates the farming process a little bit more. And then you can just sit and read them and be like, what am I supposed to do? When am I supposed to drain my field again? Handy. Because then I don't have to leave the confines of the game. I can just stay here in my little house. Cozy. Safe. Computer happy. I don't have to alt-tab and then be like, So yeah, bring back bookshelves. Bookshelves for everyone. Hey there, Raz. I saw some signs that wild horses have been roaming in Rocky Mountain. Thought you might want to go have a look. Good luck. Let me know if you catch one of them. Okay, we might go because Rocky Mountain is where the Dapples live. But first, it's pumpkin time. I also have to go buy more pumpkins, I think. Because Let's see, plant. Do I have any pumpkins? No. Alright, we'll have to go get pumpkins. Plant those today. How many of these do I have? 12. Alright. Pumpkins are so cute. I wish they had vines on them, but it's okay. I accept them. I accept them as they are. I just like pumpkin vines a lot. They make big leaves. They spread out really far. Kind of create a really pretty covering for the ground. Oh my god, Pickles, are you like suffocating yourself? Ma'am, can you breathe? You're mad that I woke you up. You sounded like you couldn't breathe. You're grumpy. Small bean. Small bean. You're gonna go eat now? Oh, big stretch. You're gonna go eat? Gonna go munch? Yeah? Okay, enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy your breakfast, little lady. Okay. Hello. All the wickering. It's funny talking about life experience. Fairly recently, I said it had never come up in conversation, but Z always likes to joke that I have like I have deep lore, and she was joking about it when Remy and I were in a conversation with her, and Remy was like, what do you mean? And Z said something like, oh, you haven't heard Raz's like tragic backstory? And I don't have a tragic backstory, but she meant my youth time where I made poor decisions and was like drunk for like 2 years straight. And Remy was like, what? That does not fit my image of Raz. And I was like, well, you know, got older, made better decisions. Gotta start putting together my Opie's outing today. Have a good rest of stream. Sounds good, Laura. Thank you guys for stopping in. I hope you have fun on your outing today. But thanks for coming by. But yeah, so we were just joking that I had like this deep lore backstory. Z was like, you've never heard Raz's crazy stories? And I was like, maybe that's for the best. Maybe that's for the best. I don't think anyone needs to hear too much about all the times that I probably should have perished in my youth and just didn't by sheer dumb luck. Perished or been kidnapped or something wild. When I was not making good adult decisions, let's put it that way. The Raz's dark lore, which I think is where some of my wisdom comes from. I haven't had a lot of such experiences. That's good. That's good. I do not think you need to become... I don't think you need those kind of experiences to become a whole, hale, healthy human. Don't tell me you hitchhiked on the regular or something. No, I used to just, I would just get really drunk, and then wander around pretty blackout. Not always with friends. Or sometimes with friends who were equally inebriated, which is not a good plan. Specifically, I think the worst of it, like a lot of it was just contained when I was in college, but when I was abroad in Japan, there were some very memorable times where I probably could have easily just disappeared. Never been heard from again. Because I was just trashed and like alone. I was probably lucky that it was Japan and people are generally very helpful there. That's not to say that there aren't bad actors. I think a lot of people go to Japan and they assume that like crimes don't happen. And that's when you get into trouble because you are not alert and aware and you're not thinking very clearly and you put yourself in bad situations. But yeah, be good if people didn't do that. But yeah, I never hitchhiked. But yeah, definitely put myself in not so good situations, ended up being fine, but could have easily not been fine. Better to not. So yeah, I don't think anyone needs some deep, dark, party animal lore to make them a good, sane human. In fact, I think more people should probably be spared that. It's not always the best. But luckily, survived and mellowed out. Became a hermit. Returned to my hermit ways. Happy as a clam. So all is well. And look at me now, I'm just an anime lady on the internet. Quite the change. Yeah. Yeah, I always probably wanted to be a grandma deep down, but substances. It's much more fun to just be calm and have friends over and drink some tea and watch a good movie or play a fun game. Turns out going out, drinking so much alcohol, because alcohol is kind of a poison. I don't know if you guys know that. The whole reason you get drunk is because you're kind of just low-key poisoning yourself. So when you constantly drink to excess, it does really bad things to your body. That's why I was like, well, I was never into the party hard thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. One, a lot of people, when you're into the party hard thing, you usually don't even remember the party. You usually have very, very few memories of the party itself. Just snatches. Also not into large gatherings of people or anywhere with strangers. Safer that way. Much safer. Unlikely to have bad experiences that way. So yeah, don't really recommend. I know people think it looks, well, some people think it looks cool. If you are young, maybe it looks cool. It's not actually that cool. And hangovers are not fun at all. So just an FYI, hangovers feel awful. Awful. And many times I ended up just like bedridden for a day. Lost an entire day. My home or friend's home, small groups of people, that's where having a good time. That's a good place to be. That's a good place to be. And that way it's safe, everyone's looking out for each other. That's the other key. You want to be in a space where people are checking in on each other and making sure everyone's hydrated and healthy and all good. Hangovers are not fun. It takes about 3 days. It's bad. I mean, if you have hangovers that are multiple days, that's you've really done yourself in. That's for sure. But yeah, it's no good. Your body does not thank you for that time that you spent. So yeah, now I drink very sparingly now. I think I don't know, American drinking culture is weird, especially in college, so I don't know that people would really say that what I experienced was alcoholism, but I would probably say it was alcoholism that I was dealing with. So I drink like very sparingly, like once a quarter now. 1 drink or 2. Because I do like my champagne, but you know, it's not fun. Not good for you. So yes, we should spare other people that. Hello, friend. What do you... Oh, you have a badger. I don't really like the badger markings on the face. Ooh, wait. This friend is pretty. This friend is pretty. I like her dappling. Or their dappling. Could be a stallion. Luckily, they're fairly close to the pen. I don't know what stat levels we have in here, though. So there's one. There was another one. There was a black coat that had a cool dapple pattern as well. Because this gray one is cool. I just don't love the, the face marking. Oop. I didn't even see that jump there. The downsides of putting courses on your trails. Downsides of putting courses on your trails. Not good. Sometimes. Alright, let me see if any of the others looked interesting. I didn't get a good look at... I think that was an Overo pattern friend, so we'll go check. We will go check. Because this friend doesn't seem to have a dapple. I don't know that this friend has a dapple either. Let's see. This one looks like a dun though, which is kind of interesting. Duns have that dark line down their back, down their spine. So we'll just check what this friend has and what their stats are and stuff. Alright, let me... There you go. What do we got? Hi, friend. You're very pretty. Bright Storm is a stallion. Intermediate speed, flexibility, and jump with beginner endurance. Dapple Dark Chestnut Dun Overo. You are a pretty boy, I gotta say. Pretty boy. We have a lot of stallions though. So I don't know if we want more stallions. Ooh, advanced speed, intermediate jump, black dapple. And then what are you? What are you, friend? Pure maple. There's a mare, pretty mare. Black Dun Overo, cutie. I think we're gonna take you home, friend. You've got a lot going on. Bright Storm. We don't need another stallion, but we might sell that friend. Train and sell. All right. Up we go. We'll head back to our barn. Luckily, when I was searching for all the hidden chests in this area, I kind of figured out how to navigate. It is difficult when there are elevation changes. Oh yeah, here's the goats. Hi, goats. Aw, cuties. Cute beans. I love the goats on the spot. They tend to hang out together in like one spot. They're always in a little cluster. Oh, I forgot you had... Probably shouldn't have had you cantering. I think it's fine though. I forgot that you still had energy to do these things. All right. Let's head back. We should also get a stall set up and like tack and stuff for our new wild horse that we grabbed. You know, if a chocolate palomino dapple would probably be really pretty. Probably be really pretty. Chocolate palomino dapple overo or splash could be really pretty. And we do have our dapple girl, and she does have a black coat, which is what is needed for chocolate palomino. Chocolate palomino is a black coat with a cream jean. So it's got some opportunity there for a breeding program, but I think she needs to be trained up first, because otherwise her babies will have like really low stats. She also really needs flexibility. I might skip her today. Maybe she'll do flexibility tomorrow. How much? You still have a lot, right? Oh, yours flexibility is like just about even. Maybe we'll do one more day of flexibility with Wispy Mouse and then we can take a day off. Oh, this boy is so pretty. Oh, and I love the dun. So the dun has these stripes on the feet, on the legs. So pretty. He's got a nice coat situation. He's all clean. Let's give him some food. And then as far as Fluffy Halter, I think he would look... He might look best with just a rope halter. And then for Bridal... Do I think black tack would look best? Kind of feel like yes. Do I have a white saddle? I don't think I do. Let's see, classic saddle, endurance saddle. We could do black on black though. Black sheepskin. And black endurance saddle. I don't want any boots on because I like the... Well, we could do bell boots, I guess. But I feel like no, I kind of like the look as is. A leather breast collar. And then for blanket... He looks cute in the pink though. Yeah, let's do pink. Okay. And then what are your stats, friend? You are really bad at endurance. Let's go train that endurance right now. Let's go train endurance. See what we can get. Really abysmal endurance, which is a shame because endurance is so useful for literally everything. Endurance is actually the key, the secret to having horses that go fast and do well. Having high endurance means that they can like gallop for longer. They don't deplete their like stamina bar as quickly. It's very handy. Very handy for training and for competitions. I just realized with our last horse that we sold, we probably should have done some competitions because like getting some blue ribbons really like bumps your horse's price up a little bit, so we probably could have done some of those, but it's fine. Just the higher tier competitions I never want to do because they're kind of difficult. They're kind of a pain. There's some of them I don't mind, but like Lupine Meadow I don't mind. I think Pine Forest is okay. I really don't like the Rivershine Town is like really difficult at the top level. It's just a lot of like really tight hairpin turns, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And I think the new one, I want to say the Rocky Mountain was also kind of funky, but I don't remember what the advanced course looked like. It might have been fine though. feel like it was fairly long, so maybe it was not too bad at max level. It was just like a lot of galloping in between jumps. Speaking of, I should probably actually check what my statue levels are at. Honestly, I probably should do the Rivershine beginner race. Probably like every day. I've been slacking on that. So maybe we'll do that after this. That would also help our cash flow. You really only get money by... You can sell like crops and things. Oh, speaking of, I do need to go get pumpkins, so let me go do that. I need to get pumpkins. I think I can buy pumpkin seeds at like any time, kind of. I kind of haven't found a time that the NPCs are just like MIA, but the competitions do close after a certain time, so maybe we do the race and then go get pumpkin seeds and plant them. So I'm gonna swap out this horse because he's a little slow. He's not super fast. As you could tell, his canter we're not really going that far. So I think I'll grab Strong Moose. I think it's who I'll snag. And I'll have him do the competition, the beginner Rivershine competition. But let me check my statue levels. Quest. Okay, Rivershine Town is at 40. Okay. Where is Strong Moose? Are you right here? Oh, hey, bud. You are. See, he has a cool splash pattern that I want on some of my farm babies, so... Alright, let's grab you. Cause see, look at him. He's got a really cool splash pattern where he's mostly white, and then he has this like chunk along his spine, and then his mane and tail are particular color. So I really want a flaxen liver chestnut splash with his splash pattern. Alright, let's do beginner. Let's do that. He's non-color. Yeah, he's got an interesting color scheme. Because of that, his splash pattern is so big that it just makes him mostly white. All right. This is the beginner race, so it's pretty chill. It's pretty relaxed. There we go. There we go, an easy win. Get our $1,000. Okay, let's go then to Lupine Meadow, and I'm gonna go get seeds from the farmer. I don't think she's in town today. Let me like double check though, because they started having some people come to town. Actually, maybe that is her. Are you in town today, ma'am? she is. Oh, perfect. So I don't have to go to Lupine Meadow. Hey, girl. Can I buy a whole bunch of pumpkin seeds? Thanks. Thanks, girl. Also, where is everyone else? Let's see. George is there. Shinde is at home. Jai is at home. Alright, let me go to River's house quick, too. I want to see if we had any other, training things that we were saving up for. She's over here. She has a lot of dun horses, actually. Kind of interesting. Hey, girl. Question for you. What do you have for me? Okay, the speed arena. Expert flower fence. Guess I don't need these right now, but I will want them later. Okay, so we just were waiting on speed, which is fine. I don't think speed is usually an issue for us. For training, at least. We will want that at some point, but it's 60k, so we'll hold off for now. And then we gotta talk to Jai and see what he's up to. He's the park ranger. Okay. So... Expert mountain pen. So the advanced lake pen, expert mountain pen is $300,000. That's a lot. These are a lot. These are a lot. Okay, that's what we are saving up for. $300,000, I guess. I guess I'd have to actually start doing the competitions. I'd actually have to go for it. Make some money that way. Or sell like 10 horses, but that'll take a lot of time. Okay, we're gonna put him away. He's out in the pasture. We keep the horses that have their training, their potential is like already done in the pasture. Because if we keep our horses that still have training points to be allocated, they lose them every day that they're in the pasture, so. But the pasture means you don't have to feed them. They feed themselves. You don't have to pick up after them in the stable, so there's pros and cons, but all of our horses that are done with training are out in the fields. Okay, let's do pumpkins. Alright, there's that. Those are all set. Let me sanity check what day. Actually, I wonder if it says it on our board here. Let me see if I can see that. What day Jade is gonna give birth. Colossal Jade. Currently pregnant. Okay. Hey girl, when you having your baby? I forget. 4 days, okay. When she's like 2 days or tomorrow, we'll put her back in. So that'll be like the 13th is the plan. All right, back to bed. Time to sleep. Okay. There we go. Game saved. Perfect. Let me go get pears. Keep forgetting to go grab my pears. It's a great tragedy. I do like that they added the sprint functionality. It makes things much easier to move around now. Okay. Let's go check on the friends inside. How are you two? Oh. Put some sand in here. Do all our brushing. I think I clipped her mane too short. It was looking scraggly, but I think it looks better than it does now. So I'm sorry, girl. I'll let it grow out. I gave you a bad haircut. I'm sorry. Gave you a bad haircut. This little pigpen child, fluffy mouse. Always rolling around in dirt, clearly. Okay. Good enough. We can never get my foals up to like 100% groomed. I have found they're always just a little dirty. This child is so muddy. How are you so muddy? Where did this come from? I gotta say, if you keep white horses, they show dirt very easily. Easy to tell when they've been getting into it, for sure. Which is both true in this game and in real life. Hard to keep white horses from looking grungy. Alright, clean this up. We're gonna put more sand in here for this girl. Okay, she's looking good. I'm gonna trim her tail because it's a little long. And then we got our new friend. He is so pretty, I gotta say. He has like a really small overo pattern, which is actually really nice because it shows off the dapple way more than it otherwise would. Alright, they're all set. Wispy Mouse, what are you up to? Let's do jump with you today. Let's do the jump. Probably should be doing my competitions first in the day, but I don't know. I usually do that when I'm doing the like advanced competitions and stuff. I'll do those first and then I'll do training after, but for some reason when I'm just running the Rivershine race, I'm like, I'll run it eventually. Someday. I'll run it at some point. Though I don't have infinite time to run it because I don't think you can sign up for competitions after like 6 p.m. or something like that. 5 or 6 is like the cutoff time, I think. Oh my god, I feel like I'm over here. I have my sleeve in front of Pickles' face, but I feel like I'm smothering her. She seems fine, but I'm always like, girl, can you breathe? Are you sure? Are you sure this is okay? But I guess that's sleepy cat life. You just hang out. Sometimes I wish I had sleepy cat life and I could just nap all day. That's one of my great powers. I can just sleep whenever. Doesn't matter where I am. Plane, train, bus. Get tired, can conk out. Not always the best superpower to have, but it's useful sometimes. Though I don't sleep very well if I'm not at home in my bed. But I can sleep. It's just level of rest. Depends. Part of me wants to keep Wispy Mouse, but I really don't have space for him, but he is cute. He is a cute bean. I wish you could trade horses online in this game. I'm sure it would open up a huge, like, cesspit of issues with people trying to trade horses to each other, but for, like, real money or something. However, it would be cool. I'm sure there's somebody out there that probably actually really wants this pattern and color combo, and I'm just like, ma. I mean, part of the joy of the game is the grind of trying to get your preferred patterns and colors and stuff, but I feel a little bad to just let them go. Because right now, let's see, what's your jump is at 93. Flexibility, we could do speed tomorrow, then we'll do flexibility. And then it'll probably just be finishing everything up. Madeline Beauchamp is always like chilling over by the board. She's probably extremely disappointed the minute that I just stopped doing competition. She's probably like, well, I thought that was gonna be our deal, that you were gonna bring fame and acclaim to this place by training good horses and winning all the races, but no. No, I'm retired now. I just breed pretty horses instead. And then I show up to the competitions every time there's a new track to test it out. Okay. That friend's good. Friend here needs her flexibility. This should probably catch her up though. All right. We're back again. Back with all the aspens. It's a very bright map too, I have to say. Even at night, I mean, night doesn't get so dark in this game, which is kind of nice, because then it's not like you're lost in the woods and unable to find your way, but this map does feel very bright. It might just be that, like, the light-colored stone everywhere, the, like, light-colored mountains give that effect, but for some reason it seems, like, brighter than Lupine Valley, or Lupine Meadow even. Pine Forest is always kind of dark because of all the trees. And Crystal Lake is, like, in between. But Rocky Mountain, a bright place. Need sunglasses for sure. Alright, there we go. There's also different feeds that you can give to your horses to, like, boost their gains in a particular stat, but I don't really feel like min-maxing that much, so I don't. Could do that, but make a conscious choice to just let that go by the wayside. Alright, so now we'll go back and we are going to grab our new horse, our wild horse. We gotta figure out where he's gonna go today. Probably back to endurance. His endurance is pretty abysmal, I think. So that might be where we're at again today. Which is lucky because Pine Forest is easy for us to get to since we just go through our own farm instead of having to go into town and then up and around. Alright, we'll put this friend in the barn. She can get some rest. She did good today. There we go. And then, let's see, what do you need today? You still really need endurance, okay. Endurance and speed, but I think endurance is the more important one to kind of boost a little bit higher at this point. I really wish that we could keep this boy. I don't know that we can, but he is pretty. He is growing on me. Dangerous. I kind of knew when I saw him that this was maybe not the best decision. I already have like too many stallions, I think, but you know, sometimes you just find a really pretty horse and you want to keep him. Also, all of the trails, except for Crystal Lake, I think currently have animals in them. So, Rivershine Town has sheep. Lupine Meadow also has sheep in it. Rocky Mountain has goats. And Pine Forest has bunnies. And I think they're the same models that are used in Bunny Park, which is the game that we played for Easter this year, which is made by the same dev. I wonder if we're gonna get like turtles or something for Crystal Lake, because I think that'd be fun. But turtles or frogs or something. Because I like the wildlife. I think they're cute. Or beavers. Oh, we could get beavers in Crystal Lake. That could be really cute. I would like that a lot. A little beaver lodge added to the game. Or even like swans or something would be cool. Though swans kind of scare me in real life because they're kind of aggressive. Oh, you got by Automon. I'll get you, Mary. I'm sorry, I'll get you out. I'll allow that term. Bastards is fine. Geese are real bastards. They can be. They can be. They're just very aggressive for birds that we have often in like public parks. They feel like as aggressive as they are, you'd be like, maybe you should be out in the wilderness instead. Maybe you would prefer that. Okay. I also, when I did that, let's see, let me bring my YouTube chat back. There we go. Okay. But yeah, geese are, I have like mixed feelings about geese because they're great livestock guardian animals for chickens, and they can be handy for lots of stuff around a farm, but they also are not very friendly. They're not very friendly. My neighbors across the street when I was little raised chickens for a while, but we had a lot of fisher cats around, which are like a very large weasel. And if you know weasels, they're very hard to keep out of places because they get in really easily. And so after like a couple rounds where the entire chicken population got decimated, a couple rounds of that, they decided to get geese instead, because geese will attack the fisher cat, and they weren't allowed, because of where we lived, they weren't allowed to keep roosters, so their hens were kind of just sitting ducks the whole time. And the geese were better about keeping each other alive, but they were quite aggressive. Didn't seem to like my neighbors or anyone else really. Just doing their own thing. Though I will say, as aggressive as geese are, I have never met a bird more aggressive than guinea hens. I don't know if you've ever met a guinea hen. They are like very tiny. They're much smaller than chickens. But they're so aggressive. They know that they are descended from raptors, I swear, because they will attack whatever. They don't care. They're going at it. If something looks at them wrong, they'll go for it. They go wild. My old riding stable when I was a child used to have guinea hens, and they would always attack you and the horses when you were like trying to get somewhere, and they would also always get into the grain room, and then they would start eating all the grain, and they would just be having a party in there. They were so wily. How's the hens? They gonna stab me again? Exactly. That's how the guinea hens are. They're ready to kill. They do not care that you are much bigger than them. They've got a real, like, Napoleon complex situation where they're a tiny creature, but they're just fierce. They're like shrews. I don't know if you've ever seen a shrew. They're very cute, but they are venomous, so I don't really want to get bit by a shrew, but they are adorable. I have seen at least one in my house. And Pickles found it, and of course I was like, Pickles, stop tapping that shrew. It's going to bite you and it's going to hurt.
It's gonna be a huge pain if you get bit by the shrew and then we have to go to the vet because a venomous creature bit you. She was having the time of her life though. She wanted to tap that shrew so much, and the shrew was so angry. He was shrieking at max volume. Alright. There's that. Let's see. Horse information. Can I give you an apple? Let's see, can we sign up? What does the Rocky Mountain beginner race look like? Let's see. I don't remember what this race looks like, so I might have to restart it. Oh, I didn't realize there was a fence there. Let's restart this race. I was like distracted. Trying to figure out where to go. Let's see, where's the next fence? Oh, is it down there? Guess it is. Alright, we'll just go with this, it's fine. I'm having to like slow and stop because his stamina is not very good. So I can't gallop that much. Alright, that was not too bad. My mom's place. I'm sure to push the feathers out of the way to pull a knife. Does your mom keep chickens? Aggressive chickens, perhaps? Roosters for sure are aggressive, but they're like trained to be. That's their whole job. Their whole job is to be aggressive to protect the hens. Oh yeah, I meant to check. Do we have apples over here? We got a bunch of apples from our tree, but we also just have apples that are wild over here sometimes. Yes. Oh, that looked like an apple, but it said I got an orchard grass. Alright then. Interesting. I also want to go quick make some more fertilizer, I think. Okay, let's make... I think I want to use, lucky fertilizer. This is where you can just get other stuff when you get your crops. Like spawns other items with it. I don't think it has to be put down like right when you harvest, so I think this should be viable, but I guess we'll see. I'll only use half, so we can see what we get. Alright, let's rest. Farmer's in town today, the carpenter's in town today. Good to know. Let's go get our pears. Also, Rocky Mountain is at 100%. So we should bring somebody there. I don't know who would be best. Forget if our girl has 100% flexibility. Let me look. Let me look. Oh, her flexibility is terrible. Okay, she should probably get this. So we'll just go bring her there. To the statue in Rocky Mountain. I forget where the statue is, though. I think they're well, I was gonna say they're usually close to the entrance, but they're actually not. The one in Crystal Lake is actually super far away. So, let's see. It is... I'm just gonna start the guide to it. Okay, there she is. Alright, soft cupcake gains 5% flexibility. Perfect. 5% isn't much, but it's enough. Also, let me turn off this guide. Stop guide, okay. Luckily, a lot of parts of this place are fairly symmetrical, so once you go to one side enough, you kind of understand where to go on the other side. Back in a bit, gonna help my friend. Sounds good. Enjoy your work to help your friend. Alright, let me put her away. Alright. Also just gonna do a big stretch quick. Feeling very stiff today. I don't know why. What do you think, Pickles? She's like, you woke me up. You woke me up with that stretch. Let's see. Who needs to go where? Well, these guys all need morning chores. So we'll do those first. There we go. More sand for this spot. Because I don't have to change out the sand every day, which is key. Makes it much easier to care for. One less button to click every day during our care routine. Alright, girl. Calm down, calm down. She's like, get me out of the stall. I'm tired being in here with this child. You gotta wait a bit though. I don't want to put you out in the pasture while your child's still small, because I'll forget and then they'll lose training points. I'll forget about him. So you're both stuck in here in the meantime. Like how the foals, they always have like such little hair, so it's always sticking up like a little mohawk. It's very cute. I think you can trim your horses to have that haircut anyway, but it's extra cute on the foals. Oh, this boy's so pretty. He's so pretty. I'm probably gonna keep him. It's gonna be not great for my... He also has terrible stats, but he's just so pretty though. I'm alive and well. Hello everyone. Welcome in, Roger. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Hope things are good by you. Alright, let's see with this boy. Let's do speed today, because let me check on her. Do you need more flexibility today, or can you do something else? We could just go do flexibility and she could do something else. Bless you. Okay. Let's go do some flexibility training. Go do that, and then I probably also need to move Colossal Jade inside by the end of the day. I want to see what her baby's gonna look like. Her new foal. It's not the most likely, but it's not the most unlikely that we get the combo that I want. It's probably not going to happen right off the bat, though. Probably will take some time. Because I don't remember if she's had if we've done a full... Oh no, we have. I think Wispy Mouse was her first full. This boy. But he turned out pretty. He turned out nice. With pretty good stats, because both his parents have pretty good stats, which is good. Because I think she's gonna give birth on the 13th, so we got two days to get through all that. And then, let's see, back up so we can go back. Because these don't reset right away. They need like a second or two to come back up. As I've learned. Tried to go through the gates too much before. Alright. Now we'll go back and grab our Dapple Girl. And probably either do jump or endurance with her, I think, depending on which one is lower. And I think we might do speed with our very pretty Dapple Stallion that we got. Because his speed is kind of abysmally low. Kind of awful. And their speed stat doesn't just affect their gallop, it affects their speed at every gate, so he's slower. He has a slower walk, a slower trot, canter, and gallop. The man just moves slow. Guess I should also check how many free stalls do I have? I think I have 2, but maybe I have 3. 1, 2. Oh, I have 4. Okay, but one of them is gonna go for this child, so there's that. Let's see. Yeah, let's do jump. Let's do jump with her. And then once she gets her stats up, I think I'll probably start doing a breeding program to see if we can get a chocolate palomino dapple. Because that would be cool. And she's a splash. And Fluffy Pancake is a Overo. So their children will either turn out Splash or Overo. But they won't be able to do anything else. Chocolate Palomino, it's a coat type. It means that they have like a really dark brown coat body for like their full body, but then their mane and their tail are a very light blonde. It's a very particular coat color. In this game, it's a black coat base with a cream jean. Is what makes that color. So I have one. I have a stallion who's a chocolate palomino. And currently I'm trying to breed him with an Appaloosa mare, and I might start breeding him with this mare because she's got this really cool dapple pattern, which is what makes those little spots you can see on like her back, her rump area. They're very faint, but a little dapple pattern. Also, welcome in, Poppy. Hope you're doing well. So I would like some horses with dapple, and I just like the chocolate palomino. It's a very pretty coat color. What do you think, Pickles? Big Sleppy? Big Slep? But for now, we gotta get this girl's stats up before we can do any breeding, because otherwise her children will have bad stats. Making rare horses. Yeah, that's the plan. Making some cool coat color and pattern combinations. You can find some really cool ones in the wild. We actually just found a really pretty stallion in the wild. He has some really fun combinations, but the easiest way, if you have a very particular color pattern combo that you want to see, the easiest way is to breed. The breeding is not super easy to get what you want, but as long as if you're down to be patient, this is definitely a grindier game, but if you like horses, then it's all just chill. Then you're vibing. Horses are born, they're cute, you train them. If you don't want that coat color, you just sell them. Make some money. And then go back to it. Or you could just play the competition game. You could just breed horses that are just best at the competitions, and you could every day just race a couple endurance or cross-country races, and then you're vibing. Then you make lots of money. Arguably, you make more money doing that than you do breeding horses, which is a long, slow process, and you're not really compensated for the amount of days it takes for a horse to be pregnant, and then for them to have the foal born, and then when the foal is a little baby. We don't have foal training yet, but foal training is coming, so that'll kind of break things up a little bit, but for now, they just are a foal and they're just chilling. And then eventually, when they get to be old enough, you can start training them, but... Alright, so this girl's done with her training for the day. Now we're gonna go get our stallion boy, our pretty stallion. You get to train baby horses? Yeah, you will, coming up. It's not in this patch, but I think it's the next major patch. I think I want to say the next major patch is training foals, which I think you're going to do on a lunge line. And then I think they're also including, I want to say that might be the patch that she's including, because this is all made by a solo dev. I think that might be the patch that she's including horse temperaments. So there'll be like different horse personalities essentially that change the rate at which they gain certain stats or like things that they're good at. Oh, we ranching when the patch comes out. Yeah, we're gonna be going wild when the patch comes out. This is by one person. It is, yeah. This is the same dev. She's made a couple of games before this. She has made Lemon Cake, which is a really cute bakery sim. It's kind of like Overcooked if Overcooked was more chill and you were running a bakery and trying to restore it. And then she's also made Bunny Park, I think was the name of it, which is the game we played for Easter, which is a really cute. You just like decorate and take care of rabbits, make sure they have enough like food and enrichment stuff. And then she's also made Capybara Spa, which is it's like a management game, I guess. Clickery management game. So yeah, she's very talented, and this is her newest project, and it's very big, and she's done I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's good as it is now, and she's still adding so much to it. So this is our pretty boy that we just got. He has a very pretty coat pattern, and I was like, we need him. I don't really need any more stallions, but like, look at him. Look at this boy. He's so pretty. He's a dapple. He's a dapple, Overo, chestnut dun. The dun makes him have this stripe on his spine, and he also has stripes on his legs. And the dapple gives him those little like lighter spots, and the big, larger white patches are his Overo. So, for this boy, I think we want to do speed today. My man is slow. He is pretty, right? He's a pretty bean. He's trying to eat your leg. He's itching. He's just itching. Horses do that a lot. Though they will also, some horses will try and bite your leg while you're on them, which is not very nice. Usually it's to scratch, but sometimes they will nip at you. It's usually pretty hard for him to get you once you're on him, but... Have you ever ridden a real horse? Yes, I rode horses for 11 years. I rode horses for a very long time. I ended up stopping like late in high school because I just didn't really have a lot of time and it was getting very expensive, and I haven't gone back to it, but I really want to learn how to ride Western style. I learned how to ride English style. I did a lot of jumping. But I really want to learn how to ride Western style because I've never done that before. Or I've done it, but like only on like trail rides. I've never had like actual lessons in it. So I would like to do that. 11 years, yeah. I rode from the age 6 until age 17. And every summer I used to go to a horseback riding camp where they had 65 horses. And they all lived out in one big, huge pasture. We did a lot of, you would do ring days, so you would be in the ring with an instructor and they'd be teaching you, and then you would have trail days where you would get to go out and do a trail ride out on the roads or in through the woods, and it was so much fun. I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot there. But yeah, rode horses for a long time. I've ridden horses, I've fallen off horses, I've been bitten by horses, kicked by horses. But they're also so wonderful. Such kind beings. I would love to own a horse. I don't have enough space on my property to own a horse, which is a real shame. And it's very expensive to board them, so don't know that I will ever own a horse in the future. If I did, I would own a big draft horse. I love draft horses. They're so cool. They're very large, but they're so fluffy. sounds so majestic and magical, aside from the kicking and biting. The kicking and biting just comes from with the territory. Sometimes you just are in the way. Sometimes you're in the way, two horses are having a fight. Wrong place, wrong time. Sometimes a horse is ticklish and you don't know that. And the only way that they can tell you is by biting you to be like, please stop tickling me. So they're big animals. You're probably gonna get injured at some point. I've been thrown off into a wall before. I was doing a jump and I lost my stirrup and we went around a turn and I just sailed right off and hit a wall. That was not very fun. My back did not thank me for that. But that's also only if you're doing like the more, like if you're jumping or galloping or going really fast, doing tight turns, that's when you're more likely to kind of fall off. But otherwise you could just vibe out. You could just ride a walk or a trot, do a little bit of cantering. But yeah, always important, please wear a helmet. If you ever go riding, please wear a helmet. You don't want to, horses are tall. If you fall off them, you fall from a pretty tall height. And if you're going pretty fast, you don't want to hit your head on anything. So please wear a helmet, a good helmet, anytime you get on a horse. Because this is important for your safety. But yeah, otherwise they're so fun. You should have done mounted archery. Oh god, that would be another level of intense. I think with mounted archery I would worry about accidentally like losing my balance and hitting the horse. So I think I would be too stressed to do that anyway. I do not think that would be a good combo with my anxiety disorder. I don't think that would turn out for me. It is cool though. The people who can do that stuff, wild, insane balance. Only stallion I ride is a motorcycle. Probably couldn't do the real thing. You could do the real thing. Riding a motorcycle is pretty tough. It's just a different kind of balance. All you have to do, your body just gets used to the movement. And then it's a lot of, the big thing with horses, it's a lot of reading body language. So they move their ears in really particular ways, and when you're riding them, you can feel when they get really tense. So it's just about reading the body language so that you know, oh, they're getting kind of anxious about something, they don't like something, something's bothering them, and then you can kind of mitigate a lot of the scarier stuff. Like a horse will tell you usually when they're not happy, and then when they're not happy, they're gonna buck you off or do something silly. Which is also why I was not a huge fan of my barn that I rode at having guinea hens, because they would often like rush the horses when we were in the ring, and they would spook them, and sometimes you would fall off. Why do carriage horses need covers over their eyes? So for carriage horses, it's very common, because usually it's not just one carriage horse, but it's especially important when there's two of them, but it's also important when there's one. Carriage horses are big, right? Because they're able to pull this like wagon. Carriages are also very heavy. And they're very dangerous. I know that people take like carriage and sleigh rides today. Carriages and sleighs are very dangerous. If you fall under a carriage, you can be crushed to death. That's like very easy to have happen. So the reason why they put those little blinders on the carriage horses, it helps the horses only see like in front of them. It limits their field of view so that they don't get spooked by things that are passing them on the sides. And carriage horses are trained to be a little bit more steady and calm, but yeah, carriages are very dangerous. And so when a horse spooks, their first instinct, right, they're a herd animal, their first instinct is to take off and run. And you don't want that to happen with a carriage, because then suddenly you have an out of control wagon, this big like vehicle essentially that people are sitting in, or maybe not sitting in, like careening down a road. And you don't want, if you have people in the carriage, you don't want people to fall out of the carriage and fall under the wheels, or you don't want the horse and the wagon to like run into anybody else, because it's a lot of like forward momentum. So they limit their field of view so that if something crazy is happening to the side of them, they don't really need to focus on that. They just, as long as the road ahead of them is clear, they're good. And it's the carriage driver's job to make sure that if there is stuff happening on the side of them and it is a potential issue for them, that they slow down the horse. Maybe they need to stop, maybe they need to let something pass. But yeah, it's basically because carriages and sleighs are actually very dangerous. There's a lot of, we forget about it because cars are also dangerous, but similar to a car, if you fall under one and it's going at speed, or even not at speed, they're big heavy things. So if you fall under one, they do a lot of damage. So they don't want a horse to get spooked by someone like waving off to the side that they shouldn't even be looking at anyway, and they aren't really paying attention to because they're trying to do their job just moving forward. And so they limit their field of view so that they don't see maybe scary things off to the side. Never step into a carriage because I might die. Got it. Yeah, that's not to scare anyone, but yeah, when someone is like, hey, do you want to take this carriage ride? Just know that, like, it can be dangerous. Those horses are usually very well trained. Like I said, they're what we call bomb-proof most of the time. The concept is they've done a lot of sensitivity training to make sure that they do not get scared by very normal interactions. They usually won't be scared by people coming after them, even things like dogs. They wouldn't be too freaked out about, but you know, it is a horse. It is an animal. It can get scared by anything, and so they are shockingly dangerous. So yeah, just maybe take that into account. They're not as safe as they look. Also, Z, thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. Let's do a big stretch. Ooh, make sure that you are an uncooked shrimp, if you must be a shrimp. The same is true for anytime people do like wagon rides with like a tractor pulling them. Man, you don't want to fall under a tractor. So be super careful taking like children on those kinds of things, because kids, you know, kids don't have great balance. They fall off of things, they fool around, so you have to pay attention. The tractor might get spooked. Luckily, that's not something we have to deal with, but tractors sometimes, it's like, you know, being stepped on by a horse sucks, but it sucks a little bit less than, or a little bit more than, or being stepped on by a horse sucks less than being run over by a tractor, I think. Listen, I've been stepped on by horses before. You break some toes. It feels bad. If they step on, like, you know, your chest cavity, that's a bad time. But I think I would still rather take a horse stepping on me than a tractor running me over. So, good to just take all those things with a grain of salt. Think to yourself, you know what? What are the risk factors here? Do I want to risk being in here? Also, at least in New York City, the carriage rides, I don't know if those horses are super well taken care of, so I don't know if and they're also expensive, so I don't know that I would take those. But yeah, if you have a friend and they're like, hey, I have this horse and buggy, do you want to ride in it? I don't know. I don't know about that. It's actually in the US, I don't know if you guys know, we have a lot of very particular religious groups in the US. Part of the downside of our religious freedom situation is we have a lot of weird religious extremists, but the Amish, one of the main things, like one of the main ways that Amish people die is in buggy accidents. Because riding in a carriage with a horse, if that tips over, if that hits anything, if you lose control and you fall out, very dangerous. And then you mix that all into being on a road with cars, and then it kind of becomes a nightmare situation. So, I don't recommend riding in a carriage unless the person driving it is known to you and the horse is known to you. You have so much knowledge. I have lots of random knowledge. Lots of random knowledge. So you just pick up things, you know? When you get older, you go through life, you accumulate random knowledge. But yeah, Amish buggy accidents. Common way that people die. Often children, but also adults. Also, Poppy, thank you for the posture check again. Another big stretch. No shrimping, no uncooked. No cooked shrimping, I guess. Don't cook your shrimp. And thank you for the hydrate. Everyone make sure you get another sip of something. Something is better than nothing. I didn't notice that last one. It's all good. There's never such thing as too many posture checks or too much water. I mean, I have a you know, cool down so you guys can't drown me. You can't waterboard me here. Eat raw shrimp. Well, no, don't do that. I just mean don't be a cooked shrimp. If you're gonna eat shrimp, please cook it. Because it's like crabs, shrimp and crabs, anything that's like like a bottom feeder, it's probably best that you cook it. You know? It's probably best that you eat that cooked. Even shrimp sushi, yeah, even shrimp sushi is cooked because again, bottom feeders, crabs, shrimp, they can get into some nasty stuff. I think even like I know some people eat like raw crabs, I think, but they're usually like fermented or something, which probably helps them not pass on anything not great. Alright, let me put this girl away. I might hold off on having her have another foal. Also, where's my girl? There's my girl. Hey girl. You're gonna have your foal tomorrow. That's so exciting. Let's put you in the stable. Let's get you all set up. Look at that big belly. We got a little baby horse in there. We get to meet them tomorrow. That's so exciting. Also, let's clippy your tail. Your tail's very long. She's a mom. She is a mom. We're gonna meet her baby tomorrow. That's very, very hype. Okay, Fluffy Mouse, what do your stats look like? Oh, your flexibility is trash. Alright, I'll come back to you. Let's check on these friends. Wispy Mouse, what do you have left? Speed. Okay, let's go do speed. Speed training. We have like too many horses. I like probably should have finished training some of these others before I acquired more, but that's okay. It's okay. We just have to do the training juggle. Sometimes you have too many horses and not enough space to adequately train them. Not the end of the world. I think we also get a bonus to training if we train in our indoor arena, so like I might do that too. I might do that as well. I was having some issues with getting certain jump sets to load into the arena, but I think I had found at least one that worked just fine. I want to say it was the barrel set that was fine. That's what happens. The game is still early access. Early access, single dev. You just gotta know that bugs happen. They will get fixed eventually, but they take time. Can't be impatient. Though I feel like there are lots of big companies out there that just release games in early access and never finish them, so sometimes I feel like early access games should not be monetized on Steam. Looks like the single dev was cooking with this, to be real. She is. She's great. She's an amazing dev. I love her work a lot. And she's completed a bunch of games as well, so you know that she's like doing good work. They use early access for funding. I know they do, but they shouldn't. They should figure out something else. Because a lot of times they do early access and then they like never finish the game. Yeah, this game is like really polished for early access. A lot of games are like, they feel like betas in the worst way. Or like alphas, some of them, and you're like, bro, this is not done. Blame Daisy for infinite early access. I feel like there's probably a lot of games that share the blame and the burden. For that like dev meta. But yeah, this game from day one was very playable. There is a thriving community of people who have played since day one, and they're like happy with it. And they're just excited every time she has an update. Because it's already got a lot to do. She could have released this and been like, this is it. And it still would have been pretty great, so. She has done work, that is for sure. And the maps are huge, that's the other thing. It's like, there's a lot of space to run around in this little sandbox. Even with just the couple of trails that she released early, like, they're all just big. So you could set up a Patreon and use development posts for content there. Yeah, I think she just prefers to, the way that she does it is she just like, does it on Discord. I don't even think she needs to monetize it, because her other games have done quite well, like Lemon Cake did pretty well. How long will it be in early access still? I think her main thing is she wants all of the main functionality to be in. So she has one more trail that she wanted to release. She had a whole roadmap. She wants to add full training in. There's going to be a vet, and there's going to be like different horse ailments that she wants to add in. There's also going to be a like groomer that can change some like mane and tail grooming stuff. And she wanted to add horse personalities in, like horse temperaments. But those are kind of the main things, I think. No, will horses die? No, I don't think they'll die. I think it'll just be like you can't use them in competitions or something when they're sick, is what I think is probably gonna have it be. Or like they won't be able to get pregnant when they're sick, so you'll have to just like treat ailments so that your horses can like compete or do stuff. So I don't think it'll be anything. You'll probably just like not be able to ride them if they have certain like injuries. So I don't think there will be any horse death in this game. I don't think we have to worry about that, but I think we will see some of those things. The full training is at least the new thing that she's coming up with, so full training is going to be out at the next patch. I don't know if it's going to be full training and the mane and tail groomer. And I don't know, the veterinary patch is going to be a big patch. The new trail is going to be a big patch. So those will all be separate, I think. No, that would traumatize a little girl who's playing this. Yeah, no. I mean, a lot of the horses too, because like some of the coat and pattern combinations are really rare. Also, where am I going? I'm just going in circles. Because those are really rare and hard to get, like, via breeding, I don't think she would kill off horses. People would not like that, so I think it's instead just gonna be, like, a practical, like, hey, you can't do certain things with your horse if it's suffering from an ailment, so just go to the vet and get the correct medicine to like diagnose it or whatever and move on. Imagine if she made the horses NFTs. Oh god, no. Let's keep crypto out of everything. I kid, I hope it never happens. She would never. She is the most chill dev. She would never do something like that. She's a sane human who is not seeking to run a racket, so I don't think crypto appeals to her for those reasons. The main people that crypto appeals to are scammers and people who fall for get-rich-quick schemes. That's it. That's the population. Just people who want to swindle people out of money and people who think that get-rich-quick schemes work. So, I don't think she falls into either category, luckily. The get rich quick is such an alluring thing. It is, and it makes sense. Like, you understand why. Like, the key to get rich quick is if a get rich quick scheme actually worked, then everyone would be rich. Like, then it would work for everyone. But that can't ever be possible. So that's like the fallacy of the get rich quick scheme. But you can understand how it is very alluring to people, especially in climates like this, like an economic climate when people are struggling and they're struggling to afford their medical debt and their houses and their food, you know? Like, of course to them it like, they're at that point they're like, they would go for anything if it meant like it would change their life, which is the sad bit, and which is why it's a shame that things like crypto are so often, or like MLMs are the same way, where it's just really predatory people taking advantage of desperate people. That's always what it is. It's always like people with malicious intentions going after people who are in a difficult and often desperate situation. MLMs are like multi-level marketing schemes. Yeah. They're like the pyramid scheme. So it's like really popular ones of the past are like Mary Kay makeup. Amway is a really old one. Shockingly, Tupperware is an old MLM. Longer Burger Baskets, Pampered Chef, LuLaRoe leggings. LuLaRoe is famous because people have made all those documentaries about it. But Avon, Avon's another one. Why does she not hire at least one other person to help development? I think she just likes to do it on her own, like at her own pace. I don't think that she does this full time either. So I think she's just working her job, and then she's just working on it when she's got time. And yeah, I think she probably, if she hired other people, it maybe wouldn't be as financially sustainable for her. So this way she's able to kind of keep costs low by doing everything herself. Avon, like the hair product company, I think, right? I thought Avon was a bunch of stuff, but maybe it was hair, and for some reason I thought Avon also did makeup. There's also, what was the one? There was a hair one that made people lose their hair. What was the name of that? That one was like more recent, but the name escapes me right now. I don't know why I can't remember it. What? Now it's gonna bother me. What is the name of that thing? But yeah, there's so many. Literally, there are as many MLMs as you can imagine. Because they're not expressly illegal. That's usually the real key. They're not like, because they're not so illegal that they can't exist. They just are out there doing wild stuff. That's like, there was the Pearl Party one that was giving everyone formaldehyde poisoning because they were handling those very dead oysters pickled in formaldehyde that they had shoved fake pearls into, and we're having people like open them live on stream, which is so wild. And then there was some bead company that was selling like bracelets, I want to say, and the bracelets were full of lead, and so then it was giving everyone who was part of this. It was mainly people who were like coming in contact with mass amounts of the product. So it was the MLM people who were selling it were getting lead poisoning, like them and their family were getting lead poisoning. So there's so many of these. They're all out there. The hair one is gonna bother me now, though. What was the name of that thing? Oh, Beachbody. Beachbody's another famous one. Beachbody and Herbalife are two MLMs as well. Beachbody is a like workout MLM. Herbalife is like a supplement MLM. This stuff is wild. Yeah, so like the key to a lot of multi-level marketing schemes is their products are often made as cheaply as possible, which is why you get things like lead in them, because they're not being made like safely, or they cut corners as much as humanly possible. And then because the products aren't that good, it's hard to sell them, but it's easier to sell people on the concept of joining and being able to like make a lot of money. And because the structure of the MLM prioritizes you signing up people to work under you anyway, the products always just kind of take a back seat, but they have to at least pretend to be selling the products all the time, so there's always some sham there. But yeah, a lot of time they're made cheaply and with really poor materials, and in some cases, like some of these more recent cases, they are actively dangerous or detrimental to you. But so yeah, I guess just be wary of where your products come from that you're purchasing, especially things that should be food safe, things that you're going to use on your hair or your body, or things that you're going to ingest. Just be careful of where they come from, all that stuff. Oh yeah, Young Living is an essential oils one that is very notorious for telling people that you can cure all kinds of illnesses by like consuming essential oils, which, first of all, just an FYI, friends, don't consume essential oils. That's not what they're for. They're for making like candles and you know, soaps. Yeah, essential oil MLMs are pretty notorious for giving out really bad health advice. Literally snake oil, yeah. Literally snake oil. But yeah, the Young Living is one. What? Oh, doTERRA. Young Living and doTERRA are the two like really famous ones. I don't think it's an MLM, but did you hear about the Kraft mac and cheese? No, what was up with Kraft? What is Kraft doing? God. Makes it so hard to find legit and good quality essential oils for making candles and soaps. I know, right? They like bodied the market by taking over. I mean, at this point, you just have to go to like the wholesalers who like actually know what they're doing and buy like real stuff. But it's hard to find those people. Sometimes it's difficult to even find out like who that is. It's hard and expensive. It is, yeah. Yeah. You end up with a lot of duds and dangerous stuff. But yeah, please don't consume essential oils. They are not for eating. There are other things that are for eating that are not essential oils, and they're not going to if a disease that's hard to cure seems like it has some miracle cure that's like an herb or an oil, that's fake. Sorry to say. As much as we can argue about or discuss in general that the pharmaceutical industry is really messed up, and we are aware that the healthcare industry is not great either, chances are if you have something like cancer, or dementia or Alzheimer's or something, and that's a difficult thing to treat with the best medicine, you chewing on some borage is not gonna fix that. Otherwise, we would just make medicine with borage because it would be really easy because you could just grow it and powder it, and the pharmaceutical industry would love that. But unfortunately, not the case. So, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is, sadly enough. A get-rich-quick scheme, a miracle cure, something that's gonna fix all your problems. Unfortunately, that's not usually how it works. Not usually the case. As much as we would wish that it was. Don't go consuming dangerous things. I'm glad that the Chinese government went on a big crusade to formalize and regulate a lot of old Chinese medications and recipes. Yeah, it's less prone to weird shenanigans, which is so good. That's so helpful. Because, like, you'll find that a lot of medications are made from plants. They are made from herbal substances. But the key is some of those substances have, for instance, really bad side effects. Like tansy. Tansy can poison you very easily. Tansy has some compounds that are really toxic to you. And even though it's like, oh, well, we used to treat, you know, gastrointestinal upset with tansy, great, but we also used to poison ourselves. So as long as, you know, making sure that people are not poisoning people. There's lots of herbs out there that in certain dosages will really mess you up. Or depending on where they were grown, sometimes they just have a really bad propensity to take on certain things from the soil. And that really messes with like the compounds in the plants. So just be careful. They leave the dough in the mixing machines and will throw new dough over the old without care. They only clean the old molded crusty dough off the mixers every 19 days. Ew, Kraft. That is vile. That's gross. No thank you. Luckily we know with sourdough at least that like flour and water mixtures, there's a lot of molds and yeasts that grow on those that are not actually dangerous to you, but there are some that are also not good. There are some bread molds that are very much not good for you. So Kraft, please, the year 2024, you can clean your stuff every day. We used to think cocaine was okay. Exactly. We used to think opium was great. We mixed opium with alcohol and we were like, laudanum, the miracle cure. And it's true, if you drink opium with alcohol, you probably don't feel much pain, but you also have some other issues. This is real, the employee got fired. It was over TikTok. That's horrific. Whistleblowers should be protected. Big companies. They're always, it's like the jungle all over again. Mix opium, got it. Well, don't do that. No, you don't want to drink laudanum. It's not gonna do good. Alright, let's check out Colossal Jade's foal and then we'll probably end for the day. Let's see what our girl, let's see this baby. I want to see the baby. Hello? Hello? Oh, we got a little snowcap Appaloosa. Hello, little baby. What's your name? Oh, you're a dun. Black dun Appaloosa. Wispy Lemon. Welcome to the farm, Wispy Lemon. Welcome. She's cute. He's cute. He's a little colt. Little boy. I don't know if I said that. He's a cutie though. Wispy Lemon. Snowcap Appaloosas. Yeah, he's got one stocking. One big stocking. And this patch on his back, because his mom's an Appaloosa, this is called a snowcap Appaloosa. So instead of having the spots on their back, they have like one big white patch on their back called a snowcap. And then the dun makes him have this dark line along his spine, except for the snowcap, I believe. And then he also has got the little stripes on his legs. He doesn't have them on his stocking, but on his other legs he's got these little zebra-like stripes. So he's real cute. He's gonna look really cute when he gets older. All right. Little mountain. Yeah. Oh yeah, see? So he doesn't, the dun line does not go over the snow cap. But yeah, he's a little mountain boy with his one stocking, and he has one little sock down there. Cute. Cute. His mom's a cutie too. All right. Let's go ahead and save here. Well, it should have already saved when we slept. So let's go ahead and quit. But thanks for joining me today. Thanks for hanging out as we did all this ranching, this horse gaming. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was a nice, cozy Sunday. We did lots of chatting. I feel like every time we play horse game, it's a nice little Zatsu stream. I know it's a different animal, but my dog actually developed new spots over time. I wonder if that's a thing with horses. I think they can. I think with a lot of animals, they develop spots as they age, kind of like freckles, or age spots. So I definitely think that's possible. There's just some coat colors that are like very particular that are spots. Appaloosa being one of them. Let me grab our schedule for next week. I've got that. Alright, so here is going to be our schedule for the next week. We are going to be back playing Sakuna of Rice and Ruin on Tuesday, and then we're going to play it again on Saturday. And then our lunch streams are going to be Friends of the Great Kingdom, Doraemon Monster Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom, and then same thing for Sunday. So we're back to our two normal games, doing our normal farming thing. Let me take a quick look and see if anyone that we know is around. Oh, wait, I see Zaro. Let me check on Zaro. She's playing Unicorn Overlord, which I find to be a pretty cozy game to watch, but let me see how long she's been going for. Oh, she's just started. She's actually talking, I think, about Xbox. I don't know why, but she says she's gonna play Unicorn Overlord, so I believe her. Hope I didn't talk too much. Not at all. Not at all. As long as you are chatting and the chatting is like on topic to the chat and like chatting with everybody and chatting with me, then there's no such thing as talking too much. If you're constantly making like non sequiturs or like talking to yourself kind of thing, that's a different situation, but that was not what you were up to, so you are all good. No such thing as chatting too much, as long as you leave the conversation open such that other people can get in on it. That's really the key. But yeah, let me get this raid started up. So for our YouTube friends, you guys are just gonna get a bit of a stream ending screen, but thank you guys for joining me. I don't have a redirect set up. One day I will get redirect set up, but it is not this day. I don't even know if I have them unlocked, to be fair. They might not be auto unlocked for every YouTube account. For everyone else, we're gonna go say hello to my friend Zaro, who will at some point today play Unicorn Overlord. She's just starting up. She's very comfy, very cozy, but as always, I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, and hopefully I get to see you guys again very, very soon.